Yo, what's up, my friends? It's a pleasure to welcome you all on today's episode. And today we'll be looking at multiple time frames and how you can use it correctly in order to make the best trading decision. All right, but before we go right ahead into that, if you're new to this channel, I encourage you to kindly subscribe. And if you're a returning viewer, please like the video, share it, and if there's any question you want to ask, if there's anything concerning trading, any gray area you need clarification on, you could always leave it at the comment section of this video. And if you're looking for a community of traders to join, I welcome you to our Telegram community of traders. We have that for crypto. We also have that for forex as well. And if there's any personal question, or maybe you want to have my personal contacts, I have the WhatsApp, my WhatsApp. The link to my WhatsApp is also at the description section of the video. So from there, you could reach out to me on WhatsApp and we can talk. All right, so let's go right ahead into it. So the question arises, what is multiple time frame? What is multiple time frame, or what does multiple time frame analysis mean? All right, so there are many definitions. There are many definitions have been proffered about what multiple time frame analysis is, but I'll just go with the one that Investopedia gave. They said multiple time frame simply means monitoring the same currency pair across different or frequencies or time compressions, where you're trying to monitor a particular currency, a particular currency pair. You're trying to monitor it across different time frames, maybe 1 hour, 15 minutes, 4 hour, the rest of it. So doing that, that is what it's called multiple time frame. But sometimes we make the mistake of doing this thing wrongly, because I don't know if this has happened to you. You're trying to enter a trade. Let's say you want to trade GBP USD. You wanted to buy, and then you looked at the 15 minutes, it's buying. Looked at the 1 hour, it's selling. Looked at 4 hour, it's buying. No, it just after analyzing multiple time frames, you discover that they are all giving different directions. They are all pointing to different directions of the market. So that leads to what we call analysis paralysis. But the essence of today's class is for us to streamline our thoughts, for us to learn how you can adequately or rightly combine these multiple time frames so that we wouldn't be having this analysis paralysis. Okay, so in the course of analyzing the multiple time frames, there are some mistakes to avoid. One of the mistakes to avoid is avoid zooming out too little. Avoid zooming out too little. Let's say you want to trade, you want to enter at maybe you are trading the daily time frame. You have no business looking at the 5 minute time frame. If you want to trade the daily time frame and you're going down to the 15 minute time frame to get an entry, there is no relationship between the daily time frame and the 15 minute time frame, because you are zooming out too little. Let's look at this analogy. Let's say you were in your house, and all of a sudden you started hearing some noise in your nest. The noise was coming from your next door neighbor's apartment. And for you to want to know what is happening, the best thing to do would be, maybe you could just use a ladder. Maybe from a ladder you could just climb, look at them. Okay, you want to look at what is happening through the window. That would be the right thing to do, instead of looking for an helicopter, entering an helicopter and trying to look into the person's apartment. That is you zooming out too little. Or on the flip side, another mistake to avoid is zooming out too much. Let's also say you want to enter, you're trading the 5 minute time frame. You also have no business looking at the monthly chart or the weekly charts. Those things shouldn't mean anything to you, because you're zooming out too much. The difference between the 5 minute time frame that you want to trade with and the entry you're looking at, which is, let's say, the weekly that you're looking into, you have no business with that. So that is you zooming out too much. The closest analogy to this is, let's say, you want to cross the road, and then you want to know if there is an incoming traffic, if there's an incoming vehicle. And then instead of you to just use your naked eye to see, you're getting a magnifying lens. You're getting a lens to you're looking down on the floor. You are looking at the minutest or the granular information concerning the road. Those things shouldn't concern you. So by so doing, you are zooming out too much. So these are the mistakes to avoid whenever you are trading the multiple time frame, or whenever you're analyzing the multiple time frame. So Oh, I skipped one. So how do you select your multiple time frame? I have what I call the factor of 4 to 6. I think I learned this either from Adam Grimes or Alexander Eld. I can't really remember, but it was from one of their literature, one of the things they wrote. I learned about this factor of 4 to 6. And according to them, according to either of them, it could be Adam Grimes or Alexander Eld. I'm not really sure. I don't want to quote the wrong person. I don't want to quote the wrong author. So they said whatever, if you're trading whatever small time frame you're choosing, you're trading, for you to get a higher time frame, it has to be a multiple of 4 to 6. It has to be between 4, 5, or 6. So it has to be a multiple of 4 to 6. Let's say you're trading the 15-minute time frame. If you multiply 15 minutes by 4, 15 minutes by 4 should be giving you 16 minutes. That is 1 hour. So if you're trading the 15 minutes time frame, your higher time frame has to be 1 hour. So you have no business looking at the 4 hour, looking at the daily. So it has to be a factor of 4 to 6. And then if you're trading the 1 hour time frame, your higher time frame has to be the 4 hour. The same thing applies if you're trading the 5 minute time frame. I didn't put that here. The 5 minute time frame under factor of 4 to 6, you could have 4 by 4, that should be 20. You could have 20 minutes if there is anything like that, or you could have 6 by 4, 30. You could have 30 minutes. So if you're trading the 5 minutes time frame, the maximum the maximum time frame required for you in order to select your higher time frame has to be let's say 30 minutes, because 30 is a multiple of when you multiply 5 by 6, that should give you 30. So it has to be 30 minutes. So the same thing also applies if you're trading the 1 hour time frame at your lower time frame. Your higher time frame has to be 4 hour or 6 hour, 6 hours, depending on whatever the platform you're using to analyze gives you. Most of them don't have 6 hours. So the closest to that would be 4 hours. So the same thing also applies 4 hour. If you're trading the 4 hour time frame, your higher time frame has to be the daily time frame. You have no business looking at the monthly and the rest of it. So you just focus on the closest multiple of that small time frame you're using, which is in this case is the daily. And if you're using the daily time frame, a a factor of 4 to 6 has to be the daily time frame, because of course it has to be the daily. Yeah, in a week, in a trading week, you have just 5 days. It could be 5 days or 7 days, depending on whatever thing you're trading. So if you're trading the daily time frame, your multiple time frame has to be the daily. If you're trading the 1 hour daily time frame, please, your higher time frame has to be the weekly. Please, let's go through it again so that we don't make a mistake. If you're trading the 5 minute time frame, your higher time frame has to be the 30 minutes. If you're trading 15 minutes time frame, your higher time frame has to be a multiple of 4 or 6. In this case, you could have 4 hour, you could have 6 hour. If there's anything like that, it could also be 5. Could also be a multiple of 5, because we have 4 to 6. Could be 4, could be 5, could be 6. So the same thing applies to the 1 hour. It could be 4 hour, it could be 5 hour, it could be 6 hour, because they are all within the range of 4 to 6. So 4 hour, your higher time frame has to be the daily, and then the daily, your higher time frame has to be the weekly, and the weekly, your higher time frame has to be the monthly. So and so on and so forth. That's pretty much how to go about selecting your multiple time frames. Um don't trade 15 minutes and then you're looking at 4 hour. If don't trade 15 minutes or 5 minutes rather, and then you're looking at the daily charts or you're looking at the weekly charts. No, those things, they don't match. They are not within this range of 4 to 6. So going forward, let's look at what to focus on. So according to this place, I said trade the swing on the higher time frame. If you're trying to combine these two time frames, the best thing to do would be to focus on the swing on the higher time frame. So I think we've done a lot of theories. Let's go to the practical aspect of this our class. Okay, so let's go to the practical aspect. So here let me I don't want to cherry pick this, so we're just gonna do that together. We're just gonna look at some currencies and then practice what we just learned. So here we have the chart of USD card. Let me use Rwanda. We have the chart of USD Canadian dollar. Uh, this is it. we have the 15-minute time frame. Remember, if you're using the 15-minute time frame, 15 minutes time frame, your higher time frame has to be 1 hour. If you're using the 1 hour time frame, your higher time frame has to be the 4 hour. If you're using the daily, your higher time frame has to be the weekly. So so on and so forth. So starting with the 15-minute time frame. So we are on the 15 minutes time frame, and they want to know whether we should be buying or whether we should be selling. So look at, this is where we are now. This is current look of the market. And when you look at this, it wouldn't be wrong if you say that this has hit a resistance. It wouldn't be wrong to say that, because we have we have a down sloping, we have a trend line here, which is actually pointing to the fact that we have breached the resistance, that we are currently at the resistance. We haven't breached it, please. So we have the 15-minute time frame, which is telling us that we have hit a resistance. So looking at this 15 minutes time, which is the daily time frame, the ideal thing would be for you to start selling. But let's look at the higher time frame, which is what, the 1 hour. And for what we said you should consider the swing on the higher time frame. You should consider the swing on the higher time frame. Okay, so look at this. If you look at this, the current swing of this higher time frame, you discover that this is buying. This is actually bullish. This is buying. It's going up. So instead of you selling on the 15-minute time frame, the best thing to do would be for you to do what? Look for entry. And maybe trying to look for entry could get something like this. There's another support around here, depending on whatever it is you're using. Maybe whatever entry indicator or entry signal it is you're using, could just use it. You could maybe use this one. This is a support here. Maybe wait for the price to come down here and then take a buy, because the higher time frame, the current swing on the higher time frame is telling us to buy. This is the current swing. Please don't make the mistake. This is current. This is what we are focusing, which is the current swing of the market. Let me bring it out so that we can see very well. So this is the current swing of the higher time frame. And the current swing is what is a buy. So if 15 minutes is telling you that you should sell because it has hit the resistance, but whereas the higher time frame, which is the 1 hour, is telling you to focus on the current swing of the higher time frame, which is also, you should be looking at buying. Go to your lower time frame and get a good entry instead of selling, because you've seen that this has breached the resistance. This has touched the resistance. I mean, so let's look at other 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 currencies. Maybe let's try it looking at GBP USD. Like I said, I didn't cherry pick this, so we'll just randomly select some coins and do that together. Okay, so let's say you want to trade the 1 hour time, the 15 minutes time frame. Of course, 15 minutes time frame, higher time frame has to be what? The 1 hour. This has already breached. This has already breached. This has already touched the resistance, not breached. I don't know why I keep saying breached. Okay, this has already hit the resistance and it's reversing. So here it's telling you to do what? Here it's telling you to sell. A 15 minute, your lower time frame, which is a 15-minute time frame, is telling you to sell. So let's look at what the higher time frame, which is the 1 hour, is telling us. How 1 hour is also telling us to sell, because consider the current swing of the higher time frame, which is this. So it's actually saying sell. It's actually pointing downward. So both your lower time frame and your higher time frame, they are all pointing in the same direction, which means you should look for selling opportunities. Or let's say you want to use the 1 hour time frame as your lower time frame. Your higher time frame has to be the 4 hour. So let's say this is what we are getting already on the lower time frame of 1 hour. So we're already getting a sell signal. Now let's look at the 4 hour chart to see what the 4 hour chart is telling us. Okay, this is actually a week. This is a week, which is actually a signal of rejection. And we have seen here that the same GBP USD on the 4 hour has actually hit the resistance. So from our knowledge of analysis, we know that very late this is going to come down to at least take out this week of rejection here. So what it means is that the 15-minute time frame is pointing towards a sell, the 1 hour is pointing towards a sell, and the 4 hour is pointing towards a sell. So depending on what the time frame you're using as your lower time frame, if it is the 4 hour, because your higher time frame is already pointing towards it, so maybe just go. The right thing to do would be for you to go to your lower time frame of 1 hour and then get an entry. and then just do some analysis. Whatever it is you're using, maybe you're looking waiting for bearish engulfing or pin bar or whatever, or maybe you want to use indicators. You could maybe want to use pivots. You could use pivots. You could use a exponential moving average or moving average, whatever entry signal it is you always look out for in your trade. You would have to use it in order to get an entry because it is pointing towards it. And of course, you are not supposed to get an entry in your higher time frame. If the higher time frame gives you the direction of the trend and you're focusing on the current swing of the higher time frame, so you come down to your lower time frame to get an entry. So this is pretty much how to combine multiple time frames to make the best trading decision. I hope this is clear enough. Like I said, if there's any question concerning trading you want us to talk about, you can only reach me on my WhatsApp or reach out to me on Telegram as well. The link to all those socials are all at the description section of this video. All right, guys. So I hope this is clear enough. And till I come your way again, hands ahead, salutes.